Hi guys, this is GSMDome.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the OPPO Reno12 Pro 5G in the international version, which swaps some of the specs of the Chinese version on account of the, well, having a different CPU, the MediaTek MST 7300 Energy Edition. Okay, so what we have here is a phone which comes with a generous amount of RAM and storage, 12 gigs of RAM and 512 GB of storage. Let's get going. This is supposed to be an AI-oriented handset, which means AI is going to be present in its camera, in its interface, and even its connectivity. We have here a beautiful purple version with these waves. It feels like liquid metal of sorts, and I'm actually quite digging it. There's a triple back camera here with the promise of AI, and I would say that the flat frame helps with the grip. I'm firing it up right now, so you should probably also know that OPPO is a sponsor for competitions in Europe like Roland Garros and the Champions League for soccer, so they're quite involved on the European market. In the box, you can see here we have the key used to access the slots. As far as I have specs right now in front of me, we're supposed to get micro SD, which is actually not that bad. And here's a cable which goes from USB-C here to USB-A here, cable made in China, as it says here. Plus, we have those little thingies, so there is the quick guide and the safety guide, and here somewhere should be the SAR value, which I always look towards to see if they comply with the European Union promise of below 2 watts per kilogram. You can also find a special code which shows that. Okay, so NFC SIM SAR. Okay, so 0.75 watts per kilogram per head and 0.96 watts per kilogram per body, which is actually not that bad. Back to the phone itself. Okay, so password required. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to start with the design. So they're using the purple at the backside and the purple also for the wallpaper to complement everything. It measures 7.4 millimeters in thickness, which means it's quite slim. And at the same time, it weighs a decent 180 grams. It's IP65 certified. I'm not sure what the materials are. My guess is that it's still a mid-ranger, so probably plastic everywhere, but a pretty nifty type of plastic. The screen you can see here is of the AMOLED variety. It's a 6.7-incher Full HD Plus with Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which is actually a pleasant surprise to get such protection on a mid-range phone. I should also mention that it has 120 Hz refresh rate and HDR10 plus support, plus up to 1200 nits of brightness. Now, aside from that, we're going to go inside the phone where you can find the CPU, which we haven't seen before. It's tailor-made for OPPO. It's the MediaTek MST 7300 Energy. Energy can either be from power saving or from its actual power. The RAM is 12 gigs. You can add extra 12 gigs and with RAM expansion, and there's also RAM optimization, which I haven't seen before. We also have 512 gigabytes of storage, which is quite generous for a mid-range phone. Now, as far as the battery is concerned, it's a 5000 mAh unit. We don't have a charger in the box, sadly, but we do have 80 watts charging via wire and even some reverse wire charging. Aside from the purple version you can see here, which is quite beautiful, you also have rose gold ones and black ones. Beautiful camera, and it's actually, I would say it's a dotted pattern here, which I can actually feel with your finger. Well, other specs before we get to the camera. So on the connectivity front, the device provides you with Wi-Fi 6, obviously, 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, GPS, NFC, and there's even infrared here at the top side. USB-C 2.0 port at the bottom side, and we do have stereo speakers. Let's see which setup. So we have the bottom speaker here, and I don't see, oh, I do see actually a speaker here, so there's a true stereo setup. Nice. For the security, we have a fingerprint scanner which is embedded in the screen in this area here. And for the cameras, we can finally speak about it. So, from the preliminary specs we have so far, we have a generous 50 megapixel camera at the front, but we should probably check it out here. So, front 50 megapixel camera with autofocus, believe it or not, and 4K capture, while at the back side there are two 50 megapixel cameras, a main one with optical image stabilization, f1.8 aperture, and the optical zoom telephoto 50 megapixel camera with 2x optical zoom, and 8 megapixel ultra wide camera with 112 degrees capture. Okay, so we also have the LED flash here, and some of the camera options are shown here. None of them out of the ordinary if you've seen an OPPO phone recently. Panorama, dual video, high resolution, time-lapse, document scanner, night, slow-mo, and sticker. There's also the portrait mode, which is very cool features like the bokeh flare and the AI color portrait and the original. And then we have the photo area where you can apply the zoom up to 5x, which is quite solid, even though it's not optical, only 2x is optical. Then there's also the video area where you can apply, once again, a bunch of useful filters, including AI color portrait and a few more. There's also a pro mode with settings for the white balance, focus, exposure, shutter, and ISO. And finally, I think I forgot to mention that you can also activate ultra steady mode here. And by the way, just in case you wanted to know, if you're doing the whole AI color portrait thing, you'll be limited to 720p for one reason or the other. Now, the software is Android 14 with OPPO's custom interface on top. And finally, I have to mention AI. So if you're going to a website which is in English, if you swipe from the side, you have AI Speak, which transforms text into, well, audio, and AI Summary, which makes a summary of the text you're seeing. It reads it, it takes a minute, and then you're going to get a summary of what's here. Basically, AI things. Okay, I'm stopping this, and if you're in YouTube and you swipe from the side, there's another feature called Air Scroll. So you can do something like this with your hand in front of the screen to scroll up or down. It's still a work in progress for me, if you ask me, so yeah. There are other AI features like AI Link Boost, which is basically, or actually Smart Link, I think it is, which improves connectivity in cellular calls and video calls and things like that. So yeah, AI all around here. And of course, gamers benefit from this app with a game toolkit, with a customization for frame rate and so more. And if you're going to dig a lot here, you're going to find probably some extra special features. IC connection and sharing is available here, personal hotspot, link to Windows, multi-screen connect, which is something I haven't seen before, with nearby devices, maybe like tablets, laptops, and so forth, and screencast and quick connect. Okay, I'm going to discover this phone as time passes, and I'm going to be back with a full review pretty soon, but so far it's great looking, promises some AI features, and of course some of the best portraits on the market as usual for an OPPO Reno series device. Goodbye.